Hello, this is Ken Trindell at yourfreedompodcast.com. Today I'm coming to you from Sanibel Island on the Gulf side of Florida, not too far from Fort Myers. Actually down here for a week-long vacation. One little fun thing to tell you is I ran into another guy, runs his own business, and he actually mentioned at some point, because I said enough, for another show to talk about, something I thought about anyway. What a multi-level marketing company can I teach you? I said something about, I learned a lot about business, about running your own business and residual income through Amway. And his wife's like, hey, did he tell you about that? She goes, oh, we signed up before we had kids. And they're like, yeah, we're still a 4,000 level in the business. And they said the same thing and learned tons about business. He goes, he kept his business active because he thinks at some point he might grow it some more. So very interesting. He was in the same group, I think it was Brit Worldwide or something, that I was in college for a couple of years there. So another show coming at some point. So this is my third attempt to get this recorded. And what is this? This once again is showing you how to get your WordPress set up with GoDaddy. I've had no problems in the past. The first failed attempt was simply me hibernating the computer overnight waiting for this pending to work. So let's see this time. Basically you're going to need to sign up with a Linux hosting account. The one I signed up for is a 4GH grid hosting under Linux once again. Once you do that, so you have your domain name bought and you sign up for a hosting account that's Linux, you'll notice over here, applications, WordPress is one of them. On your home tab is where we're at. So let's see if we can get a little luckier here. So at this point, we're going to install the WordPress application. You click on the WordPress, you come down here to install now. We're then going to select our domain, and at some point here after I entered all the fun information is where it kind of blew up. So select compatible hosted domain. I've already tied the domain to the hosting account, so it's available here in the list, and hopefully I've sectioned that section into the video in. So I'm selecting retargeting.sem.com. Check that out if you want to set up a retargeting or want to know what retargeting is. Currently it's actually retargeting.seo.com. Next button. It's going to load here. It says WordPress installation, set up app. Get to pick your... Oh, actually right here you want to save off your username in case you need it. You can look that up later as well. Database description. Actually, I'm going to make it the whole thing. Retargeting SEM. I always like to name it pretty much what the site is so I know if I'm looking at the databases somehow what they are. I've never had to look at that with GoDaddy hosting. Select a nice strong password. Let's make sure, do I have any issues with what they're telling you? Database password valid. Click the next button. Where am I going to install this to? I'm installing it to the base. I have nothing on this site. I don't plan to add pages outside of WordPress, so I'm going to install it in what they call the root. Keep the fingers crossed because the next time I clicked finish was the error message. Pick an admin name. I'm going to make a really long one, so hopefully it's very unique. You can use the same password. You can select a different password. Make sure it's nice and strong. You can pick any email address outside of this. You can pick your Gmail, Hotmail, any of those. You can change your blog title later. It even knows I selected the same thing earlier. Change it up a little bit. Still don't know why it failed. So at this point, fingers crossed, it's copying out all the files that you need for your first WordPress site. It's also setting up the database. What WordPress basically does is, as you say, I want to add some new content to my site, I want to add a new page, it saves all this information in a database, and when somebody goes to view the database, it simply calls up that information from the database. So it's the home page, and it saves that I have a home page, and it saves all the text and photo links to that. So let's see here. Your installation request has been submitted. At this point, we will just go over and see if it's finished. And if not, we'll pause it and come back, because we are done setting up WordPress at this point. So literally, filling out the information, clicking next a few times, and you will have a website, at which point you can add pages, change content, pick a theme layout. You can be online that quickly, at least representing your company. that quickly you're out there. And the great thing about WordPress, if you want to be a blogger or a podcaster, you can do that as well. All of that's sitting there for you. And how much? $5 a month, $6 a month, $70, $80 a year for multiple ones. So it's not quite set up yet. We will pause this and come back. But at this point, actually, you would have a WordPress site set up and ready to go.